Good morning, Pilipinas! Good afternoon o baka good evening na dyan sa'yo. Whatever time you're listening, welcome, welcome, welcome sa pinakamasayang educational radio show dito sa Pilipinas. Here is Math Pod. I'm your host, Cassie Pretty, at ito ang, once again, Math Pod, ang show kung saan hindi boring ang math. So ayun aking mga ka-math vibes, no? Today's episode is super special because we are going to talk about something complicated pakinggan, which is TPAC. Once again, TPAC. Pero I promise you, by the end of this show, you'll be like, wow, ganun pala yun. Why didn't my teachers use this before? But first, let me introduce super amazing guests for today. Mula sa future teachers ng Pilipinas, we have Ma'am April! Kamusta Ma'am April? And we also have Ma'am Julie Carr, na talagang experts sa classroom applications ng technology. Welcome sa show! Yan! Go na go ang ating mga guests! Okay, so before we deep dive, let me ask you guys. Sa inyo nung high school, sino ang nagkaroon ng trauma sa math? Yarn. Kasi honestly, personally, as a person na hindi mahilig sa numbers, sa mathematics itself, may mga trauma ba? Or somewhat like anxiety. Kasi di ba yung mga teachers natin noon is very traditional. They only use chalk, boards, something like that. Tapos tayo naman very manual, yung ating type of solving. So ako naman, after learning na may TPAC, sana ginawa to nung high school ako. Kasi game changer talaga siya. And also, very advanced na ngayon yung technology na parang masasabi natin na hindi na mahihirapan ang mga bata ngayon in learning mathematics. So, Ma'am April, let's start with the elephant in the room, or dapat ba the TPAC in the classroom? Ano ba talaga itong TPAC, ma'am? Para bang bagong milk tea flavor ito or what? Sachet ba to or something?
Although, pwede namang gawan ng milk tea flavor yan. So, TPAC, spell ko muna ha. There is T, P, A, C, and K. And it stands for Technological, Pedagogical, Content, Knowledge. That is the TPAC or the TPAC model. So, ito yung tatlong main component ng TPAC. First is content knowledge. Yan yung ano ang ituturo mo. For us math teachers, ito yung mismong knowledge natin sa mathematics. Like, talaga bang gets mo ang quadratic functions? Hindi yung memorize lang ng formula ha, pero talagang naintindihan mo.
So, ito yung deep understanding ng math itself. Check! Ano next, ma'am?
Exactly. Importante yan. And then third is the technological knowledge. Ito naman, yung anong tools ang gagamitin mo. Like GeoGebra, Desmos, Excel, Google Classroom, lahat ng digital tools na pwede nating gamitin just to deliver the lesson.
Okay, ma'am. So we have three. We have your content, pedagogy, and technology. Right? Pero wait, bakit TPAC? Tatlo lang naman yun. Hindi ba TCP or like PCT or something?
Good question. Kasi hindi sila tatlo separately. They interact with each other. Nag-o-overlap sila. And when you combine, mas powerful pa. Like this model.
Ooh, parang Avengers. Individually strong, pero together, mas malakas. Fighting!
Perfect analogy. Okay. So when content at pedagogy nag-combine, you get pedagogical content knowledge. Ibig sabihin, alam mo kung paano specifically ituturo ang certain math topic. Like, alam mo na usually, nalilito ang mga students mo between slope and steepness. So, dapat may specific strategy ka for that.
Aha! So alam mo na yung common mistakes ng students, tapos may plano ka pa kung paano mo sila i-address or kung paano mo ito i-address.
Tama. Then when technology at content nag-combine, you get technological content knowledge or the TCK. Alam mo kung aling technology ang best para ipakita ang certain concept. Like the dynamic geometry software is perfect for exploring triangles.
So ma'am, parang alam mo kung anong tool ang swak sa lesson mo.
Yes, and when technology at pedagogy nag-combine, you get technological, pedagogical knowledge. Alam mo kung paano gamitin ang technology to enhance your teaching, like using online quizzes para sa instant feedback.
Okay ma'am, so 6 na yan, but you said TPA. So may isa pa.
Yes, ito na yung pinakamahalaga, the TPAC itself. Ito yung center, yung sweet spot kung saan lahat ng tatlo, the technology, the pedagogy, the content, working together seamlessly.
Wow! So parang lahat sila nagko-cooperate para sa one goal. This is mas effective ang learning.
Example, using GeoGebra sliders to teach quadratic functions through discovery learning. Yung students mismo ang mag-e-explore at magdi-discover ng patterns. Technology enhances or helps pedagogy. Pedagogy enhances content understanding, and content becomes clearer through technology. Lahat connected.
Wow! So hindi lang siya, may iPad tayo, gamitin natin lang ha. May purpose, may strategy, everything is intentional.
Boom! You got it. That's exactly the difference between just using technology versus TPAC integration.
I love that. Okay, so now I'm curious, ma'am. Bakit important to specifically for us here sa Pilipinas, may connection ba to sa ating K-12 curriculum?
Oo naman. Actually, if you look at our DepEd K-12 Mathematics Curriculum Guide, makikita mo na maraming learning competencies na may tatlong between or yung 3 asterisks. Alam mo ba ibig sabihin nun?
Ano? Special lesson?
Close. Ibig sabihin, suggestion for ICT enhanced lesson when available and where appropriate. So recognize na siya ng DepEd na kailangan natin ng technology integration.
So ito pala, built-in na sa curriculum natin. Pero bakit parang hindi gaanong ginagamit?
Maraming schools actually ang may available technology. Computers, tablets, internet, pero often underutilized or hindi effectively used. That's where TPAC comes in. It gives teachers a framework, a guide kung paano gamitin ang technology in a meaningful way.
So this one, ma'am, para siyang roadmap, no? Instead of basta gumamit tayo ng technology or what, may systematic approach tayo dito.
Exactly. At very important din ito for our students kasi they need 21st century skills. Hindi pwedeng puro memorization lang. They need to know how to use technology, how to think critically, and how to solve problems creatively.
Love that! Okay, so ngayon naman, kung gusto mong malaman ano ba talaga ang itsura nito sa actual classroom, ikaw naman, ma'am, Julie Carr, paint as a picture ano bang gagawin ng teacher using TPAC. But before that, let us have a short commercial. Crush, kung ayaw mo akong maging jowa, gusto mo ba akong maging papa?
Di ako bakla, 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 bakla. Di ako sobra, bakla, bakla, bakla. Dali lang na.
Perfect, di ba? Okay. So, let's continue our pod. Ma'am Julie Carr, hi there!
Okay, so are you ready? So, dumako naman po tayo sa high schoolers. Let me share a fun example in math statistics. Isa sa mga learning competency dito is about learning appropriate graphs or using appropriate graphs such as pie chart, bar graph, histogram, frequency polygon. Isa ito sa mga nakamark for ICT enhancement. So we call it the class survey project. Basically, ang gagawin ng mga students ay magko-collect sila ng data about themselves. Then organize nila ang mga data na to. They will create graphs afterwards and they're going to present their results or their findings. So ito po yung flow. Sa day 1, matututunan ng class kung paano gumawa ng Google Form. And afterward, gagawa sila ng sarili ng Google Forms. Then maglalagay sila ng mga categories na something interested silang malaman about their classmates. Like their favorite subject, hobbies, grades, travel goals, and others. Then, ipapasagot nila sa kanilang mga kaklase. Sa day 2, using Excel or Google Sheets, i-organize nila yung mga raw data na nakolekt nila. And then, i-analyze din nila yung frequency distribution tables gamit ng formulas like count, sum, average, based from the data the students collected in their Google Forms. So ito po ay halimbawa ng kanilang gagawin na pag-organize ng data sa Google Sheets. So, sa step 3 naman, students will make at least 3 different graphs from the same data using Excel. Advanced students can even explore Google Sheets for more sophisticated charts or even GeoGebra statistics. Finally, here's the TPAC magic. Sa content knowledge, the students will understand the different data types and they will create graphs. Sa pedagogy, this is inquiry-based, kaya student-centered. Sa technology integration naman, they're going to use Google Forms. They will learn how to use and create Google Forms, as well as the Google Sheets and Excel. And sa Mentimeter naman, ito yung gagamitin nila for the pool of evaluating their classmates' presentation.
Wait, Ma'am Julie. Bakit kailangan multiple graphs from same data?
Kailangan po different graphs because each graph tell different stories. Pie chart shows proportions. Bar graph compares categories. Histogram shows distribution. And students need to understand when and why to use each type.
Ooh. So, hindi basta gumawa lang ng graph. Kailangan maintindihan din nila kung kailan appropriate each type.
Exactly. The teacher facilitates the discussion which graph best shows this data. Bakit ito ang kailangan mong gamitin versus the other graphs?
Critical thinking. I love it. Tapos ano pa, ma'am?
The last is presentation time, where the groups present their findings. Ito po, explain the data reveals and defend their graph choices. Then their peers will give feedback using digital pooling tools like the Mentimeter.
Wow! Ang ganda ng design ng activity na yan. Parang gusto ko tuloy mag-aral ulit ng grade 7. Oh my God! So ma, may iba ka pa bang example dyan?
So here are some recommended tools for math education: Google Forms, Google Sheets, Desmos, GeoGebra, Mentimeter. Ito ay ginagamit sa pooling and Jamboard. Collaborative brainstorming naman.
Ma'am April, want to add something?
Yes, this is exactly why TPAC is valuable. It makes you or it helps you make those decisions. Before using any technology, ask for the content. Does this tool help show this math concept clearly? And for the pedagogy, does this fit my teaching style and my students' needs? And the last one, for technology, do my students and I know how to use this effectively? If yes sa lahat, go for it.
Wow! So parang checklist. Simple but powerful. Okay, so I wanna know, based on your research and experience, ano ba talaga ang biggest benefit ng TPAC for Philippine classrooms?
Right. It's engagement in deeper understanding. When students can manipulate graphs with sliders, when they can instantly see results of changing parameters, when they can explore and discover themselves, mas malalim ang understanding nila compared sa pure memorization. Plus, yung Gen Z students natin, digital natives yan. Sanay sila sa technology. Using it in math class meets them there and show them that math is alive, dynamic, and relevant.
True! Parang bringing math to the 21st century.
Okay, I would add na it prepares students for the future. Yung mga jobs ng students natin in 10 to 20 years, hindi pa yan existing ngayon. But all will require tech fluency combined with critical thinking and problem solving. TPAC develops all of those simultaneously. And it addresses yung issue na often math is taught as abstract and disconnected from real life. Technology helps bridge that gap actually. When students model real scenarios, visualize data they collected, or solve authentic problems using digital tools, math becomes real and purposeful.
Galing! So practical skills plus deep understanding plus 21st century readiness. That's complete package. Okay, before we wrap this super fun and informative episode, I want each of you to give our listeners one key takeaway about TPAC. Ma'am April, ikaw muna.
So my key takeaway, TPAC is not just about using technology kasi uso or cool. It's about thoughtful integration of technology, effective teaching, and deep content knowledge. All three working together seamlessly for better learning. Yung intersection ng tatlo, that's where magic happens.
Love that. Because we all know magic happens in the intersection.
So here are my takeaways. TPAC, technology, pedagogy, content, they have to work together. K-12 already identifies ICT-enhanced competencies. Therefore, we have to use them. We have to apply them. Tools like Google Forms and Sheets make data meaningful. Also, technology won't replace teachers, but teachers who uses technology effectively will have an advantage. It empowers us to integrate technology in our learning to make it more fun and engaging.
Wow! What a powerful takeaways! Mga kamath vibes, mga kamath pod! I hope na after this episode, you're excited about integrating technology in teaching mathematics. To our amazing guests, Ma'am April and Ma'am Julie, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us today. You've been so extra fragilistic. Bongga, extra fragilistic.
Thank you for having me to share to you the knowledge that I know about TPAC and share you some examples how do we apply it in our classroom setting. And mabuhay, I hope we encourage some future math teachers out there. Padayon.
Okay, thanks for having us. That was really fun.
And to all our listeners out there, salamat sa pakikinig! If you're a future math teacher or a current math teacher or a current teacher, kahit anong subject man yan, I encourage you to explore TPAC. Check your curriculum guide, find those ICT enhanced competencies, and design one lesson. Start your TPAC journey now. Remember, good teaching is not about the newest, most expensive technology. It's about using whatever you have in the most effective way to help students learn and grow. Cassandra 2025. And that's all! Thank you so much for listening, guys. I hope may matutunan kayo. To our next episode again. Bye, Math 5.